When I was 4 years old, I became best friends with someone who could be considered a mean girl. A mean 4-year-old girl, anyway. Hence was my mean girl origin story. Remember, you become who your friends are. But, spoiler alert, we didn't stay mean girls for very long. Hi everybody, this is the Piece of My Mind podcast, where I either give you a piece of my mind and rant about something that I'm passionate about, or I tell you about something that brings me peace of mind. This episode is a Piece of My Mind episode where I'm ranting about something that I'm passionate about. Anyway, just to preface, this is a very deep episode for me, and it's not like my other episodes about books that I like. This is about me and my life. Anyway, on to the story. Me and my mean girlfriend watched Descendants, and we loved Mal, the notorious daughter of Maleficent. I remember distinctly in that movie, Mal had at some point said, "Let's blow this popsicle stand." This became our new catchphrase, and we'd see some classmates playing house or something like that, and we'd interrupt them. I don't know why we did it, but we probably wanted to play in that area, and we decided that, we should and they shouldn't. So before we interrupted them, we'd say something like, "Oh yeah, you guessed it, let's blow this popsicle stand." At this age, we definitely weren't bullies, just somewhat mean little girls. I can't be sure if I remember right, but I don't think I ever felt good about it. Not that we did anything terrible, we were just not always so sweet. In 3rd grade, we were still friends, but we had branched out a bit. However, in daycare, after school, we loved to play Foursquare. She would be A and I would be B, and we ruled the game. We teamed up on everybody else, and I can only imagine how unfun the game was for them. The two of us had another friend who was in our mean girl band at age 4, but as we got older, she and I formed a rivalry. I'll call this girl my rival and the other girl my Foursquare friend, just to make it a little more clear. The three of us were, in the mean girl band at age 4, and our friendship had changed over the years. See, the rival friend had actually become a rival to me and the Foursquare friend at times, but the Foursquare friend and the rival friend had also become really good friends at times, and it was just really complicated. Anyway, as we got older, in my eyes, she was an actual mean girl who poisoned my mind by bringing up the inappropriate things that she had learned at home. I remember getting in trouble when I was with her more than I ever did on my own. And at times, she really had been mean. But of course, I was mean back. Every time. I felt like I was just being fair. It took me many years to realize that there are much better ways to handle such situations. At this point, I wasn't exactly a mean girl. I was just a mean girl who was mean to mean people. One day, in 5th grade, when we were playing Foursquare, she cut the line. I was furious, and I didn't stop talking and maybe yelling about how unfair it was. I can't remember who, but someone ended up crying. For me, crying was the instant sign that I'd gone too far. Later, the whole class got a talk from the teacher about being kinder to each other. By 7th grade, the girl who was my rival still didn't get along with me. She'd started cursing all the time, and in my small school, it just wasn't very common for people to curse. This kind of alienated her, and it made me continue my rivalry or dislike. Whenever I was in a group project with her, I wasn't keen, and she could probably tell. However, I mostly just stayed away from her, which helped because we didn't bicker, but I never made peace with her. Anyway, in 7th grade, she wasn't sure if she would stay at school or leave to a different school for 8th grade, and I was going to miss the last day of 7th grade because of a trip. Her, knowing it might have been one of the last times she saw me, and after 9 years of friendship and rivalry and dislike, she gave me a big hug. I can't remember how I reacted aside from surprise or if I hugged her back. I hope I did. She didn't end up switching, and in 8th grade, we didn't bicker, but when we played games as a large group, it wasn't weird. That didn't mean we were friends, and it didn't mean we were suddenly very buddy-buddy. After our 8th grade graduation, it had been 10 years of being in the same class as her, and suddenly we were going to different high schools. In freshman year, I realized that there are many people like her. I realized I could have been kinder to her even when I didn't like her, and even when she was mean to my friends who wouldn't speak up for themselves, I could have ignored her, tried to talk about it maturely, or pushed my friends to speak up for themselves. The eye rolls, the yelling, the bickering, and the sarcastic comments were probably never needed. Okay, maybe the sarcastic comments were fine, but the other stuff, definitely not. That year, at Alumni Day, I said a quick hi to her. It had been the longest time since I hadn't seen her. I saw her that day after a while. And anyway, I said hi, and she was with my Foursquare friend. I gave my Foursquare friend a hug, and when I said hi to my rival, she didn't say hi back. She looked up, but didn't say hi back. I haven't seen her since, but I will soon, and I hope she'll say hi back if I say hi to her. I don't know if she will. I hope to talk to her and tell her this, but I probably won't. Even if I did, she'd probably scoff and judge me. I hope, though, that she would go home and think about it and forgive me. Not that I think I need forgiveness, not terribly anyway, because I don't think I did anything outrageous. I just could have been so much better. I think in another life, we might have even been friends. At the end of the day, I hope she's happy, and I'm sorry for any grief I may have caused her. This year, I have changed so much. I know that. My new goal is to never make anyone feel worse from something I've said or done. Of course, this is a completely impossible goal, and I mean literally impossible. But recently, I had what you could call a quarter-life crisis, and I was really sad for a while. I felt like no one else knew I was sad or upset because it wasn't something that you talk about, the thing that was bothering me, I changed my perspective on people because the truth is everybody is going through something. You might see someone and think that they have the most perfect and ideal life, and you might get angry or jealous or sad because of that, but you don't know. You don't know what's going on with them, and even if you had a script or a collection of everything everybody has ever said to them and an account for everything they have and everything that's happened in their life, you still would have no idea what they're going through. During my quarter-life crisis, my life seemed totally normal and great. On paper, everything is fine, but in my head, it wasn't. And it doesn't matter what is on paper because I live in my head. My head is what matters, and I figured out that I have a form of anxiety and I take on a lot of stress. The point is, everybody has something going on, and to intentionally make it worse for someone is cruel. Not mean, not bad, but cruel. Instead, if we all intentionally tried to make things better for others, or at least tried our hardest to not make things worse for them, things would be different. The world would be better. So, if you're listening to this, I encourage you to talk to someone who you think might be struggling. You don't have to be their therapist, and you don't have to be a people pleaser, but you could just smile at them or give them a phone call just because. Remember, you are never alone. But remember what you feel like when you think that you're alone, because you can save someone from that feeling.